Hello, 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 everybody out there in YouTube world, friends, family. My name is Kimmy Lynn, and I just wanted to say thank you for anybody, subscribers, watching anything. So yeah, before we get started, I'm gonna walk and show you what's going on outside of today. I was gonna go out in it and record, but it's pretty windy, so I decided not to. I decided I'd stay inside where it's nice and warm and cozy. So we'll take a look here at the snow and the wind. Oh, it's calmed down. It was heavier snow. You probably can't even see it. Real quick. I don't know if you can see all that, but yeah, it's a little windy and cold out there. Anyway, I hope that was like visible. It was really big flakes. It keeps going like big flakes to small flakes. So, and it's supposed to stop by this afternoon. So anyway, I thought I would come on and kind of do another story time of kind of similar to the one I told yesterday. So yeah, when I was 19, well, I don't know, for those of you who are a little bit older might know this whole little scam that was being run back in the day. So, yeah, like late 90s, like really early 2000s, there was like these people, and I always caught them like at malls, like at the entrance to the mall. Some would be inside, and they would, have these great deals. You pay this money and you get to pick all these magazines, right? And it's only supposed to be like a certain amount of money, and they need a check. You had to write it back then, checks, and there was credit cards, obviously, but, checks were a big thing back then still. So you just had to write them this check, And next thing you knew, your bank account, I can't remember how much it was, but just know that it was a lot. And whew, yeah, like somebody like me, I was in college at the time, and I was working a part-time job at a sports, like a little sports type shop, like shoes and all that, sports stuff. So yeah, anyway, I got caught in this damn scam, not once but twice, with the stupid magazine things. But anyway, the story though is actually what happened was I lived alone. I always preferred to be alone, unless like I lived with guys like that were best friends. That was great. But as far as girls, I always dealt with that drama and jealousy, and forget it. Like I always had trouble growing up, with friends. I had a serious boyfriend in high school. I was the first one to get, I was the end of my 8th grade year when I got together with a guy that was a sophomore in high school. And we stayed together all the way until the very end of my senior year. So, yeah, it was really serious. I mean, he ended up moving in with us. He always went on every vacation with us. Every spring break, we went to Mexico. We were stuck at the hip. So my friend, that's, everybody, I was nice to everybody, so everybody always was nice to me. And if somebody was picking on me, then other people would stick up for me. But my closest two friends, one of them was just a jealous, what, and yeah, she could be really mean. So anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, so I was in my apartment one night, and I was making spaghetti, in fact, and I get a knock on the door. And I answer it, and there's this guy, and he's like, hi, so I hate to bother you, at dinner time, but I forgot what his name was. Let's just say, I don't know, John, for the sake of it. My name is John, and I go to OSU, and where I lived was actually really close to OSU campus. Many, many students that went to OSU lived in these apartment complexes. In fact, there was I was going to the community college that was just like 15-20 minutes away, and there was a lot of those people too. So anyway, so he, knocked on the door. He's like, I'm in a French class at OSU, and we're selling magazines to fundraise to go on a trip to Paris. And so he asks if he could come in because I was the last house or last apartment, and he needed to use my phone because he got dropped off to do this and he needed to call to get picked up. And so since I was the last one, could he use my phone so that he could call to get his ride? So I'm like, sure, no problem. Come on in. 19-year-old single girl. Sure, come on in my house. While I'm making spaghetti. Want some? Which, funny thing is, so he was like, oh, you're making dinner? I was like, yeah. He's like, what are you making? I'm like, spaghetti. He's like, oh, really? Well, let me let me do it for you. So he starts making my dinner. And then he's like, so I don't even remember the whole conversation, but what sticks out are these things. And so then he asked me, somehow the conversation goes, and he asked me, do you know how to salsa dance? And I was like, well, no, but except for what you see on TV, those, like, you know, the main things that you always see when it comes to salsa dancing. So I was like, that part I do, but I, you know, don't really know the whole dance. Well, let me show you. So we dance, you know, he's teaching me how to salsa. Finishes the dinner. I don't remember if we actually ate together or not. I feel like that he actually didn't. I feel like he made the phone call eventually and then left is really all it was. But yeah, I mean, it's not much of a story time. It's not that long, but it's just the fact that I did. I'm so trusting that I did these things, you know? So not only it was like, oh, you did this at 19 and knew it was stupid then, but you also did it 10 years later in your late 20s when you really should have known by then how not smart these kinds of things are. But again, as I said before, I'm telling you, the universe has always had my back, and I am so grateful for that. And I thank my lucky stars every day, man, every day, because they really have been with me through a lot of things, a lot. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I never suggest getting in cars with strangers in the middle of the night underneath a bridge when you're really, really inebriated. And I don't suggest ever, especially if anybody's young watching this, please, if a random dude knocks on your door, especially if they say they need to use your phone because you're the last one. There's cell phones now, right? So you can just hand your cell phone to the person at the door. Don't let them come in, because if they run off with your cell phone, okay, or I don't know, maybe not even do that. You know, you don't want to ever open the door enough or anything for somebody to possibly push it open, you know? So yeah, I would just suggest saying no to anybody random, because, you know, not everybody has been, you know, I've been really blessed to be in the hands with people that were good people. Whether they were lying or not, they were good people. You know, it's at some level at least, because both of those situations could have ended very badly. So anyway, yeah, so that's my story time for today, or at least for now. I'll upload some more, because I do want to talk about, in the next video, I'd like to talk about a case that everybody I think knows about now. But I think just the more we can keep putting it out there, because they handled the case pretty poorly. They waited pretty gosh dang long, I'd say, and there was a lot of evidence that got, from what I've, and I'll make sure to like tell you the channels that I found out a lot of the other information I didn't know, so that you can watch them, because I don't ever want to misquote or put something out there that isn't true. So anyway, so look out for that one. I'm gonna do that next, but I wanted to get this little story time out since it, you know, matched kind of, it was a similar story sort of to the one yesterday, or last night, which obviously I'd say the one last night was probably worse. I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's worse or not. Regardless, having any strangers just, you know, in your house or into it, whatever, it's all not good, right? It's all not safe. But anyway, that's my trusting heart for you. So that's just who I am. You know, transparent. I'm not here to lie, put on fronts or nothing, because that's not who I am. It's not who I've ever been, and that's not who my heart is. And you know, I've been hurt by a lot of people. I've been, yeah, there's, unfortunately, you know, I always thought by being the better person, you know, that, or I was being a good friend or something, you know, I don't know. I thought that I was doing the good thing by dismissing people's faults, because none of us are perfect. And, but you know, there's a line. There's definitely a line that is drawn to a point where you should just cut your losses, you know, and I didn't do that. Well, I would. I do now, but I would, yeah, I just would wait too long. So, before I cut my losses, you know what I mean? Like, the damage would be done before I decided, oh, okay, yeah, I'm done. So anyway, enough of that. But yeah, there's my video for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Again, Kimmy Lynn here. Thank you for watching, and thank you for joining. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.